Muhammad claimed to be a messenger of God?
Prophet of God.
Prophet of God.
Mm-hmm.
Do you not believe in that God? Allah, I'd assume?
When you read the Quran, there are good reasons to question the total reliability of Muhammad. So therefore, I don't trust him too much.
Cliff, I was waiting on the example. You kind of got to show me an example so I understand what you're working with here, man. Yeah, what are you talking about, Cliff? I already have numerous videos explaining how the scientific and historic knowledge inside the Quran would have been inaccessible for the entirety of humanity, let alone one single person. I don't even have to open up the Bible to question it. Its manuscript preservation is already so poor, I already need to question whether or not what I'm reading is authentic. Spoiler alert, it's evidently not. Our oldest complete manuscript is the Codex Sinaiticus, dating from 350 AD, 300 years after the lifetime of Jesus. And by the way, it's not the same Bible that we read today, because other verses would have been added in the 5th to 16th centuries, like the pericope, adulterae, Mark's ending, and the Johannine comma. That leads one to think, if scribes were adding in verses after the 4th century, do you think they were doing it before? Evidently, we have proof they were. When you look at Mark 10:18, every single church father before Nicaea quotes Mark 10:18 verbatim as stating no one is good except the Father in the heavens alone. Not God alone, but the Father in the heavens alone. Trinitarian scribes in the Council of Nicaea found that verse conflicting with their theology because it says only the Father alone has an intrinsic goodness, not a normal goodness. They would not align with this theology. They had to change it, making it ambiguously into God, therefore they could fit their consubstantiality into it. We can go even further back and talk about the synoptics saying written source, the Q source, which the synoptics use as the written source material for the collection sayings of Jesus. But I think I made my point clear, so I'm going to move on now.
Muhammad had more respect for Jesus than the typical American does.
And why do you think that is? Would someone who greatly respects Jesus want to pervert and change and create a new religion and call him a curse using his words? Or would they want to preserve the religion of Jesus, which was not Christianity?
Muhammad believed that Jesus was born of a virgin, that he ascended to heaven, he lived the sinless life, he's coming back a second time.
And we also don't defame him, nor do we defame God by calling Jesus a curse, by calling Jesus a man God, by calling Jesus a failed Messiah according to the biblical standard, by humiliating Jesus and making pictures of him up on a cross tortured.
Wow. But Muhammad did not subscribe to the deity of Christ.
Right, and even the way you subscribe to the deity of Christ is not the way the early church fathers subscribed to the deity of Christ, because they thought he was a lesser divine being, whereas you think he's co-equal with the Father. And we have biblical scholarship saying that Paul did not believe Jesus was divine until after he was resurrected. We can go even earlier to the synoptic saying source, the Q source, and an early branch that the Kernel Gospel of Thomas, which is dated to 30 to 50 AD, which all states that Jesus is God's prophet, not divine, didn't get crucified and didn't get resurrected, but disappeared and is alive and will return back, like the Islamic theology. Cliff, man, I don't know why you talk about Islam, man.